Well, hello everybody, welcome to the Vectis YouTube channel. Yet again, you're watching me rather. My name's Julian Royce, if you don't know me already. I work with the Matchbox toys here, that's what I catalogue day in, day out. It's a bit like a production line here, and this really is like a production line, funnily enough, but I'll come to that in a moment. This is going to be part of a sale we have on the 30th of June. There's going to be about 600 lots there or thereabouts of both Superfast and regular wheels. We kick off with about 190 lots from the North Wales Superfast collection. Then we run through the sale with the regular wheels and other Superfast, but we finish with what I've got out here on the bench. Got 93 lots in total. They belong to one vendor. These are all components that are direct from the Lesney Matchbox factory, so I've had a bit of fun with these, assembling them, because I've got bodies, I've got bases, I've got glazing units, I've got roof light, you name it, I've had the components for them. So there's been another Matchbox assembly line going on here, and this is what we've come up with. Lots of these, as I'm sure you're aware, some of you will collect them, are what we term pre-production colour trials. So there is a process to getting these models produced. They start off with making the machine tools. They then work on those dies to make sure that on those molds rather, to make sure that all the individual castings will come out nice and cleanly. So the process of these models shows how that happens. I'll take these little Chevrolet Impala taxis for you. I'll take the elastic bands off as well. These are because the bases haven't been spun down, but this will give you an idea of how things happen in the production process. So the Impala taxi was only ever issued in this body colour, a kind of yellowy orange colour, and then much later a yellow colour. However, this one here, as you can see, is in what I would term ivory or cream, and you can see there's a very big hole in the rear of the casting. There's also, if I take these apart, as I said, we've got unspun bases on here, so they will come apart. This one's got no interior, but it has got some turquoise green windows fitted to it. Again, the Impala taxi only ever had clear windows fitted to it, so here we've got different coloured windows that never exist on the production versions, but they're spun into position. You can see there's a spun rivet there. Yeah, so that's how the windows are held in position so they don't fall out. On this very early pre-production casting, there's no rivet post at all for the windows, which is why I've not been able to put any windows in this one, because they just fall out completely. But we've also got this big hole in the rear of the casting. Now, they started off doing low pressure test castings to start with before they built the pressure up. So this could be one of the low pressure castings, or it could be a high pressure casting, but they're finding out they've got a low point where the mazak, the molten metal, isn't flowing properly in the die and actually leaving this hole. So they would have modified the mould before getting it to this condition, which is where they're going to virtually go into production. The windows, like I said, turquoise green instead of clear, so that's a pre-production window glazing unit. They decided they would have clear ones. And lots of these models are very similar to these. You can see we've got a yellow body, number 68 Mercedes coach. We've got a light blue body Mercedes coach as well. There's no wheels on this one, unfortunately, but there is the interior with it. Again, these are pre-production colours, so these were never released. The coach actually is released in green and then is recoloured to orange. Speaking of orange, we've got these orange number 52 BRM racing cars. Again, pre-production colour trial. These were released in blue. These are fully spun down on the rivets. They just need some wheels and axles, which I'm in the process of doing. You can see we've got some front and rear wheels, and I've also got lots of original unspun axles as well. So I'll be continuing this process, actually putting these together. You can see we've got bare metal castings as well. So these were as they just come out of the moulds. These have never been painted, never spun down. So that's how they would have come out after being put through the fettling drums to get rid of any flash on the castings. And I've also got painted castings. I've got partially assembled castings. All the colour trials as well. There really is an incredibly diverse amount of components, and I've still got piles of them. If you just bear with me just 1 moment, you can see how I've actually had to be putting these together. These are glazing components and suspension springs as well for the cars. We've also got various interiors. These are just the ones that are left over, which I've not been able to marry up with anything. And I've got a box wall absolutely full to the brim with wheel hubs, tyres. They're tyres for a number 72 tractor. We haven't got any of those, unfortunately, but you can see this is what I've been doing, putting all these together slowly but surely. And these will feature, like I said, in the 30th of June sale. Goes online about 2 weekends prior to the sale. So have a close look at these, but like I said, there's around about 600 lots in total. We really do have something for everybody in the Superfast and the regular wheels. So, and there's so many interesting models, it's difficult to choose just a couple to highlight to talk to you about, but one that I will talk to you about is this one. This is number 75B, Ferrari Berlinetta. Okay, again we've got the elastic band around it because the rivets, base rivets, have not been spun down by the factory. Again, these are just component parts which I've put together. However, I'll give you a quick description of this one. We've got a metallic gold body. You can see it sprung up there as soon as I've taken the elastic band off. That's because of the suspension clip, the little plastic suspension clip. But we've got a metallic gold body, which is it's a known pre-production colour. Trial. We've sold one of these before in the past. I can't remember what it did. It did a lot of money. I mean, into the multiple thousands of pounds. But the one we sold before was metallic gold body with clear windows. Now, until this collection's come in, I've never seen any other colour glazing components for this Ferrari Berlinetta apart from clear. This one's got what we call turquoise green windows in, and I've got another just body component. This is the actual production colour of the Ferrari Berlinetta, which is metallic green, and this has got, I've got to keep my fingers in there, I'm afraid, or else it's going to fall out because it's not spun down. This has got dark green glazing, so we've not only got turquoise green, we've got dark green, so we've got 2 different colour glazing units there. But this one, if I take it apart, you can see what I've been doing. So we've got a base which has not been spun down, which is silver painted. Here I've got a bare metal base which has not even, this is very early in the pre-production process, they've not even put the holes in for where they want the rivet posts. This is just completely cast flat. So this predates these, where they've actually put the circular holes in for the body rivets to fit through. Okay, so in this production process that I've been doing here, it's just the same as all the girls on the factory assembly line, and I'm not being funny there. They were all ladies that were on the production line. There was no fellas putting these models together back in the 1960s. We've got a little plastic suspension component. These quite cleverly just clip in to the interior units to give the suspension on the wheels. We've got the ivory interior as well, if I can just gently get that out for you and unclip it. Then we've got the glazing unit, which will just gently, I better not gently clip that out in case I damage it. And then we've got the body. So these are all the different components that they will be assembling on the factory production line in the past. Now, estimate on this one, I think I'm going to put £1,000 to £1,200, but it's going to do considerably more than that. This is definitely one to look for, watch out for in the sale room. But other ones to watch out for, there's so many. Black Lincoln Continental, we've got a blue Volkswagen Transporter camper van with bare metal doors, and we've got cream, not yellow, but cream, pre-production colour trial colours, Ford Corsairs. This one's got an ivory bolt with it, and it's got pale green interior, along with a bare metal base that hasn't been zinc plated. How good is that? Pretty exciting stuff, but plenty to have a go at it, regular wheels. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching that. If you do and you want to see more of these on another video, I can do a little bit more for you before we actually put them under the hammer. Just let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.